La cocina, the kitchen, is the center of every home. It is likewise the heart of our next conversation. I'm in the studio today to talk with Paola Mendivil and Mercedes Lopez-Duran. They are co-owners of El Granjero Mexican Grill in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and are here to talk about food, community, and what it means to belong. Paola, Mercedes, muy bienvenidas. Welcome to Feel Like You Belong.
Gracias.
So,
Gracias por la invitación.
Really glad to have you here. It's been a while. We've been talking, and we finally got you here. Just a real joy to have you. I want to start with Paola. Tell us a little bit about your family's immigration story.
Thank you, Alan, for having us here. We came to Grand Rapids in 2005. I was born in Mexico City, so it's a big city, and then we were moving around different states in Mexico, and the last place I was living in was Tijuana, Baja California, so one of the largest border cities as well. And my mother had an opportunity to meet a guy who brought us here in 2005 under a green card. So we came here, and it was such a cultural shock to be in a different country, in different language, and trying to adjust was difficult the first months for sure. We were excited to explore the city, but also really when we come back to the house, we're like homesick, especially because my older sister didn't come with us. Only my youngest sister and I came with my mom. So that was part of the, oh my gosh, my family is splitting. But we have been now 12 years here in Grand Rapids. And
Now, did you come straight from Tijuana to Michigan?
Yes,
Okay.
it's the first place we lived and we stay here.
So what was the idea of opening a restaurant? Whose idea was that?
So when my mom was here trying to meet people, you know, at church, at literacy center, she was taking English lessons. She met someone who knew the owner of former Tacos El Ganadero on Bridge Street, a Mexican restaurant, and she applied there and she started working there. And in 2007, the owner decided to go out of business. He announced it to their staff saying, you have 2 weeks to get a new job. You know, in the middle of the recession was kind of difficult. So my mother, that's when she thought, this is a great opportunity for me to do something beyond just having a job here. I can establish a business and feel like I really belong to the city and contribute in that way. And because she had 15 plus years of experience working in restaurants, working in Mexico as a waitress, as a server, cooking, she said, I think I want to do this, and I supported her. We said, yes, we can do this.
Fantastic. Entonces, Mercedes, ¿cómo es para trabajar con familia? ¿Es difícil? ¿Es una lucha? ¿O es normal?
Para
¿Es un
mí
placer?
es un placer. Bueno, hay un poquito de todo. Ella tiene una parte, ella tiene la zona administrativa, ella coordina, yo cocino, entonces no estamos juntas realmente, solo hay comunicación, pero es bonito trabajar porque hay ese apoyo donde pues yo puedo decirle haz esto, haz lo otro, mi inglés no es muy bueno, entonces ella me apoya en eso. Yo cocino, me gusta la cocina, hago las recetas, ella las vende. Entonces, hay una buena coordinación.
Muy bien, muy bien. Y el restaurante se llama El Granjero. ¿Por qué este nombre?
Cuando yo obtuve el lugar, el Señor dijo que yo tenía que cambiar de nombre. Y a mí me gustaba un nombre que se llamaba Las Cazuelas, pero había en ese tiempo un restaurante así, entonces no podía poner ese nombre. Y le puse ganadero para no causar gran impacto en el nombre. O sea, ganadero, granjero. Y para que la gente no dijera, oh, ya es diferente. Y pues sí, mucho tiempo la gente tardó en darse cuenta que ya había cambiado de nombre. Eso fue lo que me llevó a decidir que se cambiara el nombre a Granjero. Okay. No causar tanta diferencia.
So, Paola, one of the big movements in restaurants today is farm to table, so very fresh food. The food that you serve at the restaurant is really fresh and beautiful. Can you talk a little bit about the menu and the inspiration for your food?
Yeah, so, our cuisine is very diverse within Mexico. We have different dishes in every state of the
It's
country.
a big country.
And the previous owner was from Durango, more to the south of the country, and we are from Mexico City. So when my mother looked at the menu, we incorporated some of the main ingredients that we use in the kitchen in Mexico City, such as cactus, nopales, and frijoles negros. And so she started doing dishes with those ingredients. So in order to be fresh and authentic, we actually had to be with a vendor that supplied that from Mexico, our avocados and things like that. But also, like you said, there's a big movement here in the city about being local, being fresh and farm to the table. So we obviously have partnered with other vendors locally to make sure that we have fresh products, meats, for our dishes at the restaurant, but keeping authenticity in them.
Sure. What's your favorite dish?
For me, I always talk about enfrijoladas, which is the corn tortilla that is smoothed in the beans, black bean sauce, and it's just so homey and takes me back to my memories of being home in Mexico and my mother making that for us, for my sisters and me, sharing that, with a lot of cheese and sour cream. It's always good.
So you were just recognized this past year as recipients of this wonderful award from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Latino Business of the Year. Talk about what that
Correct.
meant to you personally and to the restaurant.
Yes, of course. It was such a big surprise, to be honest with you. Being nominated was a huge honor already with great businesses in the West Michigan area. So when they announced the winner, my mom and I look at each other like, really? She was like, oh my gosh, now go to the stage and get your award. Come with me, we're a team.
Our award.
Our award. So for
Nice,
me,
though.
funny fact, it was the first time in 7 years that I was at that event not working the night. I wasn't one of the organizers because I worked for the chamber for that long. And I was able to actually have a seat and enjoy my meal at the table. I didn't even volunteer for the event. I was there just to enjoy. And then when we were announced, my mom and I were so blessed and happy. And it takes us back to in 2010 when former director Carlos Sanchez, who is my current boss right now at Ferry State University, he named El Granjero Mexican Grill as one of the most promising business of the year. Back then, we had been in business for about 3 years. So to receive that award meant that we were meeting that promise of being authentic, of being a small business to inspire other entrepreneurs in the area to be able to accomplish their goals within their business, and to be able to be recognized at that level meant that people are looking, people are paying attention, and we want to make sure that we are a good role model for other businesses. And it's just such a great pride to be in this together as a family in this journey.
Mercedes, ¿qué prefieras preparar en la cocina? ¿Qué es más placer para cocinar?
Siempre que estoy cocinando, yo pienso en que le guste a la gente, en que lo disfrute. Entonces yo lo disfruto haciendo. Yo siempre digo que la receta secreta es mucho amor. Porque uno hace las cosas con mucho amor y pienso en que la gente lo va a disfrutar. Es muy agradable cocinar.
Okay. Y entonces en la vecina, en Bridge Street, ¿tienen ustedes muchos clientes de esta vecina?
Sí.
¿Del vecindario?
Sí, vecindario,
sí, tenemos bastante gente de downtown, de las oficinas, de bancos. Tenemos muchos clientes de toda esa área.
What is the atmosphere you're trying to create? What's the ethos of El Granjero?
What we've seen during these years, and my mother was sharing stories about that, is that we have seen customers that started going to the restaurant when they were dating, back then, 10 years ago, and now you see them, they have got married, they have their children, and they're still going, or students, that have been in college for so long, they still keep coming back to the restaurant. So we feel we delivered that sense of home. We've met immigrants from Spain that were starting up over here, and they feel it's like a second home when they go to the restaurant and are able to enjoy and try our different dishes. Obviously, for a lot of immigrants from Mexico, they go and enjoy and think, oh, this is very authentic. We have customers said, this is just like my mom used to make our gorditas or our sopes. I remember that. And so it feels like we're bringing that piece of sometimes, we feel homesick. We miss what we share back in our country. So it's an opportunity for them to have that experience to try those dishes again and remember those times where they enjoyed them. So I feel it's very homey, very welcoming, very friendly.
Mm-hmm. And if you've been in the neighborhood for 10 years, people get to know you, and you're really a part of the community. And on that note, El Granjero has certain connections in the community, and you're doing certain philanthropic things, good things, both you as individuals, but also as a business. Can you talk about that?
Yes, just recently the city of Grand Rapids had an event to talk about sex trafficking and human trafficking right here in West Michigan. So they show a documentary about that issue, and they approached the restaurant with an opportunity to provide some appetizers. So whether it's a sponsorship or a food donation, we're happy that El Granjero has that ability to provide the resources or that support to be able to make sure that the community gets those benefits. That event was very beneficial for the attendees. They had a panel discussion about how we can resolve the issue. It's not the perfect city, but it's doing great things to address needs in our community, and there's a lot more work to do. But I feel that as long as we have that inclusion and that intentionality to make sure we're very inclusive, then we will accomplish things. So if El Granjero as a small business can be part of it, then we feel great and excited to provide that opportunity.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mercedes, El Granjero tiene 2 años.
10.
10.
Perdóname, 10
Okay.
años. Aquí 10. ¿De qué estás más orgulloso con tu empresa?
De que hay mucha gente que tenemos, muchos clientes que
Yes.
tenemos que tienen muchos años visitándonos. Familias que llegan con niños pequeños y ahora ya son unos jóvenes. De que tenemos muchos eventos. Hemos crecido como banquetes, hemos crecido mucho a muchos lugares, y entonces expander nuestro sabor, eso me hace sentir muy bien. Estoy orgullosa del trabajo que ella ha hecho coordinando los eventos. Eso me hace sentir muy orgullosa.
Yeah. And for you, same question?
Yes, working with my mother has been a journey, sharing a lot of her experiences, knowing that she started from a very humble place without any hospitality experience at all, started working at a restaurant. She, from being a dishwasher, in 3 days got a promotion in one of her first jobs in Mexico, and she met a mentor there who told her, you're gonna be at that position as long as you want. If you don't like it, then you need to work hard to go up the ladder. So that was a lesson that she took with her, and that she obviously passed it on to me, as far as being able to work hard and accomplish our goals. So in this time, I feel I'm proud of that recognition that we have for the community, because we work hard and we do provide a very friendly and safe place for our employees as well. They're part of our family. Some of them have been with us for as long as 7 or 8 years, so almost the whole time. And to be able to, like we said, provide that sense of home and friendly service to our customers is our priority. We recently did a remodeling in the dining room.
Which looks gorgeous.
Thank you. And to be able to innovate and grow and expand, then that's when we feel we've accomplished our goal, because 10 years ago we didn't even think we will make it that far, you
Sure.
know, in the middle of the recession, what's going on.
And sometimes when you start a business, you just jump in and you say, we're just making this up as we go because
Yes,
you've
that's
never done this before, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the passion for it. She had experience. We didn't know if it was going to work, but working together, a lot of sacrifices too. You know, having a family means that sometimes you do not spend as many time with them as you wish because you are taking care of your business.
Sure.
But at the same time, it gives you that lecture of having the flexibility to even say no sometimes, and I'm gonna spend time with my family. And you
Sure.
cannot do that with any job. Like, oh, boss, I'm not coming today.
Yeah. And I
Right?
think that's often the overlooked understanding about immigrants, people who pick up and move their entire lives, is the incredible work ethic that they bring to this country and what a contribution that is. We have to wrap up in just a quick moment, but last question. The theme of the show is belonging. For you, what is your understanding of belonging?
I feel through these years, like I mentioned before, it was very difficult to adjust to the change of the new country, the new city. But little by little, with my work with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, that's actually how I met you, and other networks like the Latino Community Coalition, and I also serve for the board of Grand Rapids Opportunity for Women, making sure that I embrace that representation, making sure that I own that I am a Latina, that I'm a business owner, that I'm an immigrant, and be at the places, provide that voice for many that maybe don't feel like they have that. So nobody came and said, oh, Paola, you're here, you belong. No, I was making sure that I connected and that I grew within those networks to be able to say, I really belong. I am so happy when I go visit my family in Mexico and in the border in Tijuana. But then I say, I really call Grand Rapids my home. We have a business, we have a family. I have my children here, my husband. So it really is that sense of where do you find your community? Where do you find your family? You know, one of the things that I enjoy most about growing up in Mexico was that, you know, going out of my house, I have my neighbors were my cousins, my grandmother living across the street and things like that. So to be able to bring that here is just such a blessing to feel like you're home.
Wonderful, wonderful. Y para ti, la misma pregunta. ¿Cómo se dice
Como
belonging?
pertenecer. ¿Por qué perteneces a esta comunidad?
Es una ciudad muy, muy bonita. Ayudar a la gente. Estoy involucrándome en conectándome con mujeres para descubrirnos que somos poderosas, que somos valiosas, que podemos lograr nuestros sueños. Eso me gusta, integrándome a la comunidad y ayudar a las personas a decir, ustedes pueden, cuesta, hay sacrificio, pero se puede lograr.
Muy, muy bien. Entonces, gracias.
No,
Thank you so
gracias.
much for joining us today.
No, muchas gracias por la invitación.
Gracias.
Thank you for joining us. If you're watching on TV, stay tuned for our following segments on information and humor. If you're watching us on the internet, I hope you will check out our other conversations with the impressive immigrants who are working to make these United States a better place.